Hi, my name is Valerie Goodman and I'm with eFit, and I am here to guide you to a nice little yoga practice to do before bedtime, just to help you let go and release the events of the day and let yourself surrender and have a great night's sleep. So the first thing that you can do is you can be in your pajamas when you do this, and I'm on a great mat here that's very nice and thick from the Goodman company, which is really nice, but you can get onto a blanket, you can just get anywhere where it's comfortable and just let yourself come seated. And so let yourself come into an easy seated position. Let yourself rest your right palm into your left palm with your thumbs touching, and let those come down. And when you do that, you're linking your right and left hemisphere together, you're letting yourself become centered, and you're just letting yourself relax. So what I'd like for you to do is just let yourself close your eyes, and I'll do it with you. And let yourself take a nice deep inhale into that belly, and let yourself exhale. And do that 5 times. As you let yourself breathe, breathing in through the nose, deep into the belly, and exhaling nice and slow. What you're doing is you're letting yourself slow things down. Inhaling and exhaling, letting yourself become centered and ready for a nice practice so you can have a really good night's sleep. And let yourself take 2 more breaths, inhaling deep into that belly and exhale. And last one. And let yourself set an intention for your practice, just to let yourself be. And letting yourself open your eyes, and you'll have a nice little dristy gaze, little sleepy gaze, as you just let yourself be ready to just surrender into the poses. We're not going to do anything that causes heat or forces anything. So letting yourself first, as you let yourself do this, extend both your hands in front of you. And starting with the pinkies, bend your pinkies down. Inhale as you open up. Exhale, the ring finger, bend it and open. And then the middle finger, let it come down. Bring it up. Your pointer finger, let it bend, come up. And then your thumbs, bend and open. And then both hands, squeeze those hands really tight, extending those arms, breathing into it, and then shake it out. As you're literally letting yourself just shake out anything that you need to get rid of. The day is done. So letting yourself know that you also work those joints and those fingers and get some nice stretching into that. So letting yourself, as you first inhale, as you raise those arms up, reaching up nice and high, and let that right hand grab that left wrist. And as you grab that left wrist, let yourself just lean. And you're just breathing into that space. And you can just let yourself look up. You can let the fingers relax. And what you're doing is you're just opening spaces in the joints and the wrists and the arm, and breathing nice and deep into it. So take 5 nice breaths on this side of the body. And this is more of like what's called yin yoga, where you're letting yourself stay in a place a little bit longer and breathing into it. And just noticing the subtle differences as you let yourself be in it. Nice deep breaths. Enjoying what you're feeling, not judging. Last breath. And then change sides. So let that left hand grab that right wrist and gently pull it and feel the difference. Feel yourself open up space in that wrist. Feel yourself open up space in the ribs as you're lengthening into that, breathing into it. Other subtle things that you're doing as you're in this, you can lift the arm up a little bit higher, breathing. You're spreading the muscles that hold the rib cage and intercostal muscles. You're letting those open up, breathing into that. And 2 more breaths. Relax the fingers. And exhale as you let those arms come down. And you can let yourself just roll those shoulders. Roll them up, let them come down as you just let everything get back into alignment. And letting yourself on your mat come into table mode, where we'll do a repetition of cat, cow, up dog, and child's pose repetitions. And linking this with your breath. So letting yourself, as you inhale, let that belly sink. And so that tailbone comes up, head comes up. And as you exhale, arch that spine, chin to throat, tuck that tailbone. Let yourself come down as you let yourself surrender, opening up that chest into your up dog. And then let yourself slowly go back into extended child's pose, letting that head come down. And just breathing into it, perhaps moving from side to side as you just feel the spaces between your vertebrae open up, breathing into it. And so letting yourself come up. We're going to do this 5 times. So letting yourself sink that belly, tailbone up. Exhale, arch and tuck. Sink down and open. Exhale. Extended child's pose. And breathe. As you let yourself come back up again, and just notice what's happening as you're doing this practice and breathing into each pose, that you're feeling yourself relax and let go, and just enjoy doing what you're doing, feeling what you're feeling. Just be. Let yourself sink that belly. Exhale as you arch. Feel that back stretch. Let yourself sink down as you open up that chest. And once again, letting yourself surrender back down into your child's pose. Letting that head come down. Breathing into it. And really feel yourself opening up a little more space. And then letting yourself slowly come back up. As you let yourself come back up, our next pose that we'll do is called half shoelace. So on this one, we'll start with the right leg being extended, and let yourself cross that left leg over it. Now, depending on your flexibility, you may just be here, and that's fine. But ultimately, if you can let yourself bring that knee over knee. But respect where the body is. Another option is just let it come here. So we're not engaging anything, we're surrendering. So letting yourself inhale as you raise those arms up, reaching up, and then exhale as you just let yourself come forward. And as you let yourself come forward, notice what you just felt. You may have felt a gentle pull going on in the hamstring. You may feel a little bit more going on in the back, maybe. And breathing into the nose, deep into the belly, and letting yourself use those hands to go forward just a little bit more, nice and slow, no rush. Again, we're not building heat. And as you breathe deep into it and exhale, you feel more space open up. And you can take that space. With each inhale, you create space literally in the body, and you can take it with that exhale. So I'm inhaling, you're inhaling, and we're exhaling together and coming forward. And you just feel a little more let go as you just breathe into it. Great thing to focus on while you practice on your yoga, if the mind starts to chatter about what happened during the day or whatever, is simply to focus on your breath. That is one of the first things that you consciously can be aware of. And as you feel the breath go in and you feel it go out, it helps you stay focused. And every breath really does count. So letting yourself take another nice deep inhale. And exhale, and another nice little subtle thing, observing your neck. If it feels tight, if your head is looking up, let it come down and feel a little more something let go. And then on our next inhale, let yourself slowly walk back up, and you're gonna feel that leg muscles loosen up. And you can let yourself just gently pull the leg to you and just rock it just to get everything back in place. So we're gonna do the other side. So letting yourself cross that right leg over the left. And again, you may be just right here, or you may ultimately be knee over knee. So let yourself just be nice and seated. Let yourself inhale as you raise those arms up, reaching up. And then exhale as you let yourself come down as you breathe into it, and noticing the difference on this side of the body. Each side is different. And it's very interesting just as you become very observant of each side, what changes. Let yourself take that nice deep inhale as you lift up and over with the heart. Exhale as you let yourself come down. Let the fingertips come out. Let the neck relax. And breathe into it as you just breathe calmness, softer muscles, surrender into your pose. As you start to feel something going on in the leg, once you feel that space, take it and just surrender into it. One more nice breath, breathing deep into that body. Exhale. And then let yourself come up nice and slow. And then let yourself bring both knees together. As you let those hands come behind you, just let them sway side by side just a little bit. So you just kind of let those hip joints and everything get nice back into alignment. And we're going to repeat the cat-cow combination of poses that we just did. So letting yourself come back into your table, and we're going to do this 5 times. So letting yourself inhale as you sink that belly, tailbone up. Exhale as you arch that spine, tucking chin. Let yourself lower down, open up that chest. Exhale back into your downward dog. And just link this with your breath. Perhaps close your eyes as you do these moves. And feel something perhaps you didn't feel before. And we have 3 more. Feeling yourself just relax, but being strong. 2 more. Tailbone up, arch that spine, sinking down, arching back. And last one. And as you're tucking that tailbone, when you're arching it, you're really helping those kidneys as you give them a nice little squeeze. When you're coming down again, you're giving a nice little squeeze to those kidneys. And surrendering back into your child's pose and swaying from side to side for just a few moments as you just feel the muscles in that lower back start to get back into place, and breathing into that. And then letting yourself come back up onto your mat. So letting yourself now prepare to go into a forward fold, into passive mode. And on this one, when you're in an active practice, your feet would be engaged, but this time we're going to have them disengaged. So we're just sitting here, I'm not having my feet flexed, and they're just relaxed. So let yourself inhale as you raise those arms up, reaching up nice and high, and then exhale as you let yourself come forward. Now, you may choose to let yourself grab the legs and just let yourself curve that spine. And as you inhale, lift up and over with the heart and breathe into it. And you'll feel a difference. You can even let the legs open up a little bit as you breathe into it. And you'll notice a difference on a passive forward fold. Forward folds are really great for your nervous system because it actually ignites the parasympathetic nervous system, the PNS, which helps release the chemicals that help you relax and chill out. So as you breathe into this, know that you're igniting your own medicine within your body to help you help yourself. So let yourself breathe into that. 2 more breaths. Each time you inhale, feel yourself lift up. Exhale as you let yourself sink down. 1 more, inhaling. Exhale down. Feel something open up in that back and that neck. And then slowly as you inhale, letting yourself come back up and feeling that spine a little more open, a little more lengthened. And so then we're going to reverse this as we let ourselves go into what's called plow pose. So you're going to lay down onto your back and let yourself lift your legs up. Now, this is a passive shoulder stand, and it's a great inversion of the blood, slows down the heart, doesn't have to work so hard. And if you're able, let yourself bring those feet overhead, and one day, if you can, let those toes touch the ground behind you. But if you're here, be there. Take yourself where the body can be, and let that chin go towards the throat to work the thyroid gland. And breathe. And the palms can be face down, or you can link those hands and feel yourself lift up a little bit more. And so you're just going to breathe into this and notice that you feel something going on. You feel that spine lengthening. You feel the blood flowing to the brain as you feed it more oxygen as you breathe in. And it's really, really nice, again, for letting yourself ignite the release of the chemicals that help you relax. Really good. 2 more breaths. And then nice and slow, using your hands to let yourself slowly roll out of it. And let yourself just bring your knees to your chest as you let yourself rock side to side, breathing into that, feeling the spine get back into place as you do that, and just breathing into it. And then letting yourself nice and slow roll back up. And as you roll back up, notice what you feel a little bit more open. So the next pose that we're going to do is called star pose, and this is a nice little spinal twist as well. And so letting yourself lay onto your belly, and you're going to be like a star. You're going to open up your arms nice and wide, legs are open up nice and wide so you feel like a star. And this one too, no particular exact way to do it. We're going to start with the right hand staying where it is, and let the left arm raise up as you let yourself roll over and let that left arm just fall where it may. So you're letting that back just roll. Let yourself adjust both palms so that your hands are face up. So you feel a nice twist in the spine, and breathe. And so you just kind of imagine yourself being a starfish that's been blown over by the waters in the ocean, and you're just breathing into this. And so this is a great pose for you just to close your eyes and let yourself breathe as you breathe into the belly, and just let yourself relax into it. Let the fingertips, if they're straight, disengage them, let them relax. Anything that you can scan from toe to fingertip, disengage it. As you let yourself surrender, you'll actually feel your spine soften, you'll sink a little bit deeper, you'll notice something was gripping that you didn't know, and so breathe into that. And 2 more nice breaths as you breathe into it, and kind of notice how relaxed you're becoming. And on your next inhale, let yourself roll back over, back into your starfish mode, and let yourself reverse the other side. So this time we're going to lift the right arm and drift over. As we open up that arm, let that right leg drift over. Both palms are face up, and you're just letting yourself rest here and breathing into it and noticing the difference. And you can let your head drift either to the right or to the left, or it can be in neutral mode. Breathing into it. Internally, you're doing a great work on those organs in that body as you're breathing into it, and that's what we're working on. So just really breathe. As you breathe in, here's a little anatomy trivia for you. 20% of the oxygen that you inhale, your heart takes. 20% the brain takes. That leaves 60% to be shared among the rest of the trillions of cells in this body. So really every breath does count. So when you breathe, breathe with intention to feed the whole body. Now your next inhale, let yourself lift that right arm up, but you let yourself roll back over into your star, and then letting yourself bring your hands as you press yourself into child's pose. Just let your spine get back in alignment. Let yourself sway from side to side as you breathe into it, and just really feel the difference of what you just did just by letting yourself be a starfish. And then letting yourself come back up as you let yourself come into what's called Sphinx mode. This is a passive back bend. And so we're going to come onto our forearms with our fingers spread nice and wide, elbows are close to your body, neck is neutral, and you can even close your eyes. And I want you to let yourself feel the abdomen onto your mat and take 5 conscious breaths. Each time you inhale, feel the space. As you exhale, release. And let yourself feel something soften. Let go of a grip. If the fingers are tight and engaged, you can relax that. Toes relax, teeth relax. 2 more breaths. Let the neck relax. And then letting yourself press yourself back up as you let yourself come back into your child's pose for a moment, swaying from side to side, just to get that spine back into place as you let yourself do that. And letting yourself breathe as you do it. And then letting yourself come onto your back for just a couple more poses as we finish up our practice right before bedtime for a nice little twist. Letting yourself lay onto your mat and letting yourself bring your hands overhead, and if you can, reach for your elbows. If not, reach for your palms, or you can have the arms extended or to the side. It's your choice. I link my wrists together, just like to have a nice opening in the heart. So let yourself bring the knees to your chest as you breathe into it. And if you want, you can cross that right leg over the left. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, let those knees drift to the right, and then let your head drift to the left. And breathe into that. And you're not forcing anything. And a little nice thing to know, your knees, if you want to feel a nice lengthening in that lower back, let the knees point down. If you want to feel something going on in that upper back, let your knees come up. You'll know what feels right. So you're just letting yourself surrender into it. You're consciously letting go of everything. Breathing into it, feel that belly rise and fall. Totally feeling yourself sink into the ground. Softening the grip around your wrist. Really feeling nice and calm. And one more breath. And then on your next inhale, let yourself bring those knees back up. If you had them cross, let them uncross and put them in the opposite direction. As you hook them, let yourself take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, let them drift to the left as you let that head drift to the right. Letting yourself breathe into that and feel the lengthening going on in the body. Breathing into it, not forcing, surrendering. Feel the breath go into the hip. Feel the breath go into the spine. Feel the lengthening going on in the body. Just feel yourself let go. This is your time. It's your practice. And 2 more breaths. And on your next inhale, let yourself bring those knees back up, unwrap them, give them a nice little hug. As you hug that spine, letting yourself rock back and forth for one final little pose, letting yourself be what's called a happy baby. Letting yourself grab the right toe with the right hand and the left toe with the left hand, and let yourself just open up those legs just where they can be, and you can just rock side to side. Most of us, I think, have seen happy babies when they do this, and as you do this, you can probably see why they're smiling, because this feels really good on your spine. So you're breathing into it. You're not even forcing anything. You just let those legs open up where they can as you breathe into it. And then just letting yourself rest and letting yourself bring those feet together and bringing those hands around those feet. This is called supine cobbler. So you're letting yourself rest into it, feeling yourself opening up those hips, breathing into it, neck is neutral. And then letting yourself bring those knees together and let yourself rock back up a few times, rocking onto that spine and coming back up. And as you let yourself bring those feet together, not too close, we're going to be in a passive mode and called diamond pose, and just let yourself come forward as you breathe into that, taking 5 conscious breaths. Again, letting yourself just release kind of back to where we started. Noticing the difference of a little less tension, a little more calmness, maybe a little less activity going on in the mind. As you just let yourself get ready to surrender to a nice, good night's sleep. Letting yourself feel gratitude within yourself, forgiving yourself this time, feeling the calmness within you as you flow into it, and then letting yourself slowly walk your hands back up as you just let yourself surrender back into what's called Shavasana. And Shavasana is translated into corpse pose, where you just let yourself extend those legs nice and wide, let the palms come down, let yourself just adjust so you feel your whole body just sink into that mat. And letting yourself just turn the head one way and then the other. Let it come to a neutral position. Let yourself lift and bring those shoulder blades a little bit closer together, and then come down and close your eyes, taking a nice deep inhale through the nose, and then let it out of the mouth. And doing that 2 more times. Inhale through the nose. And let it out. And last time. Noticing as you let that air out, you let yourself sink into the earth and let yourself surrender and feel the gentle energy of the body flowing through you, breathing into it. And letting yourself feel calmness, gratitude, surrender as you let yourself get ready for a beautiful night of restoring your body so you can have a beautiful day tomorrow. And after you get out of your Shavasana, letting yourself, you may be ready to go to bed right now, but just let yourself transition as you let yourself go to sleep. And bringing your palms to your chest as you feel gratitude, letting yourself take a nice deep inhale and exhale. I wish you all a good night's sleep and wish you namaste. Peace.